Hey guys, what's up? We are back with another video today, and today we are doing my Notre Dame 2023 football record prediction. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button down below as we are closing in on 1,000 subscribers. Help me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of May. Like this video if you enjoy it. Comment all your thoughts and opinions down below. Let me know what you think the Notre Dame Fighting Irish record will be come the end of this season. It should be an interesting season with games like Ohio State, Clemson on the schedule, as well as tough games against Duke and other teams like that. So you have a lot of interesting games on the schedule here. So without further ado, also make sure that you check out all my other playlist for all my other college football schedules coming out. I had Oregon State yesterday, Vandy tomorrow, and LSU the day after tomorrow. So make sure you continue to check it out. There will be daily release of college football content every day at noon. So make sure that you check that out. Also make sure you check out the website as well as the podcast links in the description. So we're going to start it out with Navy. Notre Dame starts out the first week of the season with a Week 0 game in Ireland against Navy. So for starters, this is an interesting game because playing Navy at the very beginning of the season, I do like it at the beginning rather than at the middle where you have teams in between. Navy is obviously a very physical game. It's a very annoying game. It's a very pesky game like it was last year when Notre Dame beat them 35-32 in Baltimore. This should be a game that you win. You should get the W pretty easily. There shouldn't be too many issues here. But, it's Navy and it's Ireland. Last time we beat the living crap out of Navy when we played them in Ireland and went to the national championship that year. And to be honest, I wouldn't mind that same scenario working out here almost a decade and 11 years later. So I wouldn't mind that. But I still think that this is a tough matchup. So we'll see. Notre Dame should have like an 85% shot at winning this game. 15% mostly because weird things can happen when you play Navy. Then you play Tennessee State. This is your first ever FCS opponent. Now UCLA will be the only team that has never played an FCS team. Notre Dame and UCLA were the two final ones that had never played a FCS team. Tennessee State should be an interesting matchup here. Notre Dame should get the win, no issue there. Cool scenario. You're playing the HBCU. Nice game, but not much issue there. Then you head to NC State. Last time you played NC State, you had the Hurricane game. And, well, let's just say that was a little bit crazy. It was definitely really kind of weird in the sense that it was, I think, 10-7 at the end of the game. Maybe, no, it was 3-10, I'm sorry. 3-10. It was just a crazy game. Notre Dame, hopefully there won't be a hurricane this time, but this time Notre Dame will also not be having a 4-8 season. So Notre Dame should get the win. Devin Leary is gone. You shouldn't have too many issues with this. So you should be able to get the W here. Notre Dame starts off the year 3-0. Then you head to Central Michigan. You play the Chippewas. Should not be a problem. Central Michigan's not terrible. They did lose their running back, Lou Nichols. But other than that, you're really not looking at too great of a team. This should be an easy W, and I'm not spending too much time on these games because you have a lot of stuff to get into in these later matchups. Now, let's get on to Ohio as they come to town to play the Irish. So, Notre Dame played this game last year, first game of the season. You played against them. It is going to be an interesting matchup for starters with this matchup, just simply for the sake of playing Ohio State is not going to be an easy game. It is going to be Ohio State is a tough team. They have a new quarterback, which should be interesting. Notre Dame kind of has a new quarterback. Sam Hartman obviously has more experience than whoever Ohio State ends up trotting out in this game. Whoever it is, Jack Sawyer or whoever. In this matchup, here's the couple of key points that I'll make about this. Notre Dame has the much more experienced quarterback, has the much more experienced team, offensive, defensively. Defensively, they're a little bit weaker than they were last year. It's probably going to be a little bit more of an offensive battle with a guy like Sam Hartman, with a running back like Audric Estime, with an offensive line led by tackles Joe Alt and Blake Fisher, with wide receivers that still need to prove a lot, but should be better this year than they were last year. They still have plenty to prove, and no Lorenzo Styles, and the transfer that you did get out of Virginia Tech that wasn't even there long enough for me to remember his name. I think it was, I can't remember his name because he didn't even play a game for Notre Dame, so sorry if I forgot his name. So that should be interesting. Ohio State also does have some good defensive pieces coming back. They have the edge rusher JT. I don't even know how to pronounce his last name. The guy that came out of Washington a couple of years ago. Didn't have much production last year in his freshman year, but should be better in this upcoming season. Tommy Eichenberg came back as a fifth-year player, so that should be interesting to see what he does, and he'll probably be a menace to Notre Dame. Unfortunately, he did not come and follow his brother to the Irish, but he should be a menace. They should have a little bit better of a secondary. Notre Dame's secondary should obviously be very good, led by Cam Hart and Benjamin Morrison. You have a decent linebacking core this year with all your linebackers back. Your defensive line is going to be a little bit of an issue with no Isaiah Foskey, no Adamiola twins, and you're going to struggle a little bit on that defensive line. So that should be an issue. In this game, it's going to be interesting. This is a game that's 50-50 for me, and I'm going to kind of split the baby here. Between USC and Ohio State, I think you lose one of those two games. I think it's probably going to be the Ohio State game, because Ohio State's a little bit better of a team. They played well last year. They should be better this year. But Ohio State has a lot of issues in and of itself that they got to fix. And it wasn't like Notre Dame got blown out in week 1 against Ohio State at the Horseshoe. This time it's going to be at Notre Dame Stadium. So we'll see. It should be an interesting matchup. Now moving on to a game where you head and visit and say hi to Mike Elko for as long a period as he was here. If you don't know, Mike Elko was Notre Dame's former defensive coordinator before Clark Lee and before Marcus Freeman. So with Elko, he did a fantastic job year 1 with the Duke Blue Devils. Riley Leonard comes back as quarterback. The defense, they did lose a lot of production. Offensively, they do bring back a majority of their team and their production. So, offensively, they should be good. Defensively, Elko is a defensive coach, so I don't think it's going to be that bad, but it's going to be a tough situation. You're coming off of a big game, whether a big win or a big loss. You could be 5-0, and if you beat Ohio State, you're probably top 3 in the country at this point in the season. So, this could be a number 3 Notre Dame team against a top 20 Duke team, because I think Duke at this point in the season is also probably undefeated. So you're looking at a good matchup here. This is a tough scenario. Duke is not a difficult place to play. I went there last time Notre Dame played at Duke. Not a very tough environment, but is a good team to play. I think Notre Dame should get the win here, but do not write this game off. This is not going to be an easy game. Then Notre Dame heads to Louisville to play the Cardinals. Jeff Brom, definitely an upgrade over Scott Satterfield. So even though it's like you lost your head coach, you got a better head coach, let's be honest here. Still, Louisville is not in a great situation here. Notre Dame should get the win and should get it pretty easily. Next up on the schedule, we have the mighty USC Trojans coming to town. This should be a probably top 10 matchup, if not even a top 5 matchup going into this game. This is the game that you let Caleb Williams win the Heisman Trophy on you last year. You let him just walk all over you defense. But this year, our quarterback is over the height limit. He is over 5'9". Sorry, Drew Pine, but you quit on us, so I really don't care. So we have a good quarterback this year. We should be able to be a little bit more competitive. And our defense will hopefully show up, for dear sake. Why are we not showing up against... It blows my mind that our offensive line couldn't get any push whatsoever in that game to run the ball. Our defensive line just let them play all night long. And don't get me started on the refs, because they were allowed to hold them, so that was awful. That refereeing was awful. It was not the reason, solely the reason why Notre Dame lost that game, but I'm still not happy about it. So... This should be a game, like I said earlier. I'm going to split it record-wise. I think you win one of the two games against USC and Ohio State. So I think that this is going to be a win. Plus, I think Notre Dame is going to be very motivated to win this game. Plus, Marcus Freeman, like he showed last year against Clemson, is a good motivator. And I think you're able to get the win here. Plus, I think Sam Hartman being your quarterback with an offensive line that hopefully decides to show up, you should be in a good scenario. So we're going to put that as a win there. Then Pitt comes to town, and Pat Narduzzi starts his crying show. Oh, I'm sorry. There is a bye week in between these. The 2 bye weeks absolutely are the most annoying thing in the world this year. It's after Clemson and after USC, which I guess is kind of nice, but at the same time, you'd rather have it before the game, I think. Whatever. Swarbrick. Either way, point being, Pitt, crying Pat Narduzzi comes to town. I'd like a 45-0 win again, for starters. The last time Notre Dame played them, that was a fun game. That was fun. Let's do that again. So yeah, if we can do that again, I think we should get the win. This is not a great Pitt team. The defense lost a lot of starters, has not really returned any production. You lose Israel Abanikandi, the former running back that they had last year, really good running back. You lose Kalijah Cansey. You lost a lot of players. This should be a weaker Pitt team coming into this year. Then you head to Death Valley to play the Tigers. And we're not talking about LSU, Bayou, Bryan, Death Valley. We head to Clemson, South Carolina, where I'm living at right now. So this should be a fun game. I hope to get this game. I'm sure the tickets will be absolutely expensive, but I hope to get to it. Notre Dame, this is a game that until Clemson shows me that they can wake up and play offense, I can't help you there. Until Clemson starts to play offense, Notre Dame's winning this game. It's just plain and simple. Until Clemson decides to play offense, sorry, I'm not going to pick you to win the game. Last year, I picked Clemson to win the game. I picked Notre Dame to win that game. In the game-by-game preview, in the season prediction, I picked Notre Dame. But in the game-by-game preview, I did pick Clemson. Here's the thing. Clemson's offense is trash. It is trash, and Cade Klubnik may be better than DJ Uyunglele. But let's be honest here. And Garrett Riley may be a better offensive coordinator. That was a good hire. But you got to show me something before I choose to pick you to win a game. Notre Dame gets the W there. Then you play Wake Forest. Notre Dame gets the W there. Remember, there is a bye week in between these games, like I said previously. Sam Hartman has Wake Forest come back for the senior day. I think that's nice. Notre Dame should kill him. Wake Forest, I don't think it's going to be that good this year. Their defense is awful as usual, and they don't have Sam Hartman, and they're going to need a new quarterback for the first time in like 3.5 years, so Notre Dame should get the win there. And then if you lose to Stanford this year, I will lose my ever-loving mind. Do not lose to Stanford, period. Do not lose to them at all. You were the only team to lose to Stanford other than the toothpaste company in Colgate last year. Maybe there was one other team. But either way, stop losing to teams that only beat toothpaste companies. That's it for now. Make sure you come back and hit the subscribe button. Otherwise, hit 2 videos down below or the subscribe button up here if that helps you out. And as always, have a great day. Bye.